with Tonya Lightbourne. Today we're going to chat about co-parenting with my beautiful guest, Kimberley Darville. Let's chat starts now. It's Friday, and today I've been joined by the gorgeous Kimberley Darville. She is a girl mom. She is an avid planner. She is an entrepreneur, one of the newest entrepreneurs on the block. I mean, who starts a business in a pandemic? She is Brielle and Sophia's mom. Welcome to Let's Chat with Tonya Lightbourne.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Awesome. We had a road, we had a journey leading up to this point, right? I think we talked a lot.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, leading up to this point. And it's so funny that we saw each other a couple weeks back when we were both doing staycations with the girls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was really interesting.
Yes. And I think I told you this when we saw you at Atlanta. Sophia said, "Is she famous? I feel like I know her from somewhere."
That is so funny. Like out of the mouths of babes, right?
Right.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, that is funny. I think I sometimes get people, just hailing, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know who that is.
Right. Especially
oh yeah. Especially with masks. It's like, oh my goodness. So that's one of the reasons I definitely like the fact that I'm gone virtual, because we don't have to worry about masks. We don't have to worry about being in somebody's immediate space. Like, you can just talk, and you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, how long was I out? Did I get exposed to anything? So I'm actually quite happy that I'm doing it virtually, at least until these numbers, start to go down for sure. Yeah, because in Nassau, it's crazy. I don't know. How is it in Freeport?
The COVID
numbers. Yeah.
They're still pretty high. And the last I checked, it hasn't gotten any better. So
wow, it stayed pretty even, eh?
Yes.
Wow, awesome. That's not awesome.
No, not awesome.
That's not awesome. I feel like that's my automatic response.
Right.
No, but I mean, it's definitely incumbent upon us as adults, obviously, to protect our kids as well. So this is a COVID PSA. Wash your hands, socially distant, and stay home if you don't have to go out.
Right. And if you have to go out, wear your mask.
Please. Above your nose, too. Above the nose.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about Kimberley Darville.
Kimberley Darville. It's so hard to differentiate between Kimberley, the individual, and Kimberley, Sophia's mom, and Brielle's mom. Mm-hmm. But I'm, like you said, I'm a business owner, a recent business owner, and a girl mom, and just trying to go after what my dreams, I guess.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. I totally understand that. You are preaching to the converted, because I, too, am a girl mom and an entrepreneur. I started for sure before the pandemic, maybe 4 years ago, but this still ain't nothing changed. It's still hard out here. Right. And you only get what you put in. So,
so it's hard.
It is what it is. It's absolutely hard. I know we usually start like a specific way, but tell me what entrepreneurship has taught you so far.
Well, like you said, it's not for the weak, for sure. Mm-hmm. And I always used to, I have more of an appreciation now, because before I would see other people who are work for themselves or pushing their business all the time. You would see people pushing flyers and sending out their ads and stuff like, can you share this? Can you share this? And sometimes you're like, oh God, here we go again.
So annoyed. Yeah.
No, I totally get it, because I feel like I'm that person now. Like, hey guys, me again. Can you send this out, please? Because people don't realize how much just one share can make such a difference, you know?
Oh yeah. Oh
So,
yeah. And sometimes it only takes one client or potential client seeing your business
yep.
model or the work, and they're
And then,
like, okay, I need big game rentals
right.
for birthday, couple birthdays coming up, Christmas coming up, the
Mhm.
office party coming up. Like, you just never know.
So many people, like with my game rentals, so many times I rent to parties or events, and then people are like, oh, some people are going to be calling you because everybody was asking, where did you get the games? And, so
Yeah.
give out your number, and then it's
Hmm.
like a trickle effect.
Yeah, yeah, amazing. And what opportunities, well, I guess as it relates to parenthood, has becoming an entrepreneur afforded you?
Oh, definitely more time with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I didn't realize before how much time not to knock, people who, everybody else who does have to work a 9 to 5, because nothing
Yeah.
against, because I did that my whole
No.
point. Well,
Yeah,
not
and they are your clients.
right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize when I worked a 9 to 5 how much time I didn't have, or, personal time for myself and for my
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. It's
especially during the
amazing.
pandemic, you realize that even more because we were all home stuck with the
Mm-hmm.
kids. So, well,
Yeah.
I shouldn't say stuck, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be like the other people who just won't get rid of the kids.
Right. Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
No, yeah, no, it's absolutely nothing wrong with taking a break because you need
right,
it, because you can't pour from an empty cup.
right.
You definitely can't. So tell us about your girls.
Well, Sophia, my oldest, she is 9. She's going
Hmm.
on 10, and she is every single bit me. She's a mini me. So she has my personality. She, sh I sometimes I'm like, I can't even get mad at this girl because she's just
That's
being
me
me.
all over.
Right. Sometimes, like, I literally am like, am I really this annoying? Like, what?
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
but she's brilliant. She
Hmm.
is wise beyond her years.
Hmm.
And, you know, I mean, of course, obviously, I'm super proud of her. And
Hmm.
then we have
Hmm.
Brielle. She's 3,
The
and
life of the party.
she is the boss. She's the boss of the house. She's the boss of everywhere she is. She's the boss. She
Yeah.
runs my life, her daddy's life, everybody's, Sophia's life. We all just keep
Wow.
her.
Wow. I can imagine. Because, like, what is it? What I always say, because I have a teen and a toddler, and
Right.
I always say, you can always tell when Riley is not home. It's
Exactly.
super quiet. Everybody's doing their own thing. Either way, even if we're together sitting and like watching a movie or having
Right.
lunch, dinner, whatever, it's super quiet.
Yes.
And when she's home,
It's crazy.
bless her heart. But
Right.
listen, there's never a dull moment.
No,
Like,
never.
never, never. What is it like having a preteen and a toddler?
It's two totally, you know, two ends of the spectrum, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Sophia, Sophia is really good with Brielle.
Mm-hmm.
So she's a big help a lot of
Yeah.
times. But then, sometimes I don't want to put it on her too much. And then
Right.
sometimes, of course, Brielle can be annoying to her.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then Brielle, sometimes she doesn't want to deal with Sophia, or she wants to do her own thing. And
Right.
so, I mean, it varies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can imagine, like, but it's I imagine it's always a party in your house.
Yeah, a party, or yeah, I guess you could call it a party.
Yeah, until it's bedtime.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, bedtime isn't bed. I shared this with you the other night. Bedtime,
Mm-hmm.
once I with Brielle, bedtime is
Mm-hmm.
pretty easy. Once I lay with her, she's good.
Okay.
She's
She'll go
like,
to sleep.
I'm done for the day. Yeah, let's go lay down.
Yeah.
But it's just when she's up, she's up.
Ah, yeah, that's most of them. So tell us what your relationship with your own parents was like, or with your mom. What was your relationship with your mom like?
Well, my mom passed in 2013. I
Mm-hmm.
was her only child. So we were very close.
Mm-hmm.
She, I know it sounds, I guess, cliche, but she literally was
Mm-hmm.
my best friend.
Yeah.
So that was really hard, of course, losing her. But
Mm-hmm.
my relationship with her was just awesome. Like
Yeah.
that is what I strive for with my kids. The type of relationship that I had with her. Very
Yeah.
open, very
Mm-hmm.
honest, and
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah, I
perfect.
agree.
Well, to me, perfect example of I had the perfect example of what it is to
Mm-hmm.
be a mother.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. But I've heard women that I've interviewed say on occasion, like, what their mom would tell them as they were growing up was, I'm not one of your little friends.
Right.
And then you become an adult and like
Exactly.
you literally become friends, right?
Right.
They
Exactly.
call you
Because
every day. They
yes.
do this together.
Mhm.
They talk to you about stuff.
Everything.
It's
Right.
amazing.
Because right,
Like,
because growing up, I mean, don't get me wrong, my mom was very strict and very no
yeah.
nonsense. But
Hmm.
as I got older and became a young woman and a mother, especially, that made
Yeah.
our bond even tighter. So,
Yeah.
and then I became one of
Wow.
her friends.
And then you became one of her friends, exactly.
Right.
So I know in our, usually I talk to my guests prior to our sessions, and I know in our conversation, or at least one of them, you talked about how your mom took care of Sophia until she
Straight up.
passed, and so yeah, I'm sure there was a bit of a transition there. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
That was really rough because my mom, when she passed unexpectedly. Like it was,
Uh,
it completely threw off everything.
Everything. Yeah.
So up to that point, she passed. Sophia was about 2 months away from turning two.
Mm-hmm.
And Sophia had only been home with her. She was Sophia's. She actually, when I gave birth, she retired from her job to take
Oh,
care of
wow. Wow,
Sophia.
wow, wow. Mm-hmm.
So she was home. That was the only person that Sophia. Well, I shouldn't say the only person, but
Yeah.
I had aunts, and then Sophia's other grandmother. She would help out sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but my mom was the main caregiver for Sophia.
Yeah.
So when she passed, I had to figure it out on my
Yeah.
own. You
Put
know
on your big girl panties.
exactly. And
Yeah.
yeah, that was kind of well, not kind of. It was a
Mm-hmm.
hard transition, but I
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, we always do, right? I mean, I think I parenting definitely doesn't come with a rule book. And so, I mean, life always throws you a bunch of curveballs regardless, whether you're ready or not. So
right,
it's like, okay, sink or swim. Like,
exactly.
and the good thing is she sets such an amazing example for you.
She really did.
So, I mean, I don't think you had much of a choice but to emulate her or to go in that direction,
Exactly. Yeah.
and so you're on the track because you're on the right track, and you're on the same track because now you have two girls of your own. And
Right.
so because you've seen such a great example, 9 times out of 10, you're just gonna emulate the same thing,
Right. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and the thing is, you still have your own ways of doing things and discipline and all that stuff, and connecting with your daughters. But I feel like ultimately you become your mother.
Yes. So definitely. A lot of times I'm like, did I just say that?
Did I say that? Exactly.
Right. What?
Exactly.
Right.
I remember my mommy who used to annoy me to the hills. She would say, "No dishes are gonna be left in my house. You're not
Hmm.
leaving any dishes before you go to bed, and make up your bed,
As soon as you get,
and
yes,
right,
that's
or
me.
before you leave the house,
Hmm.
and also like, I mean, for every chair that was out of place, push the chair in, please." I used to be
Right.
like, "Oh my
Yeah.
God, this
And
is so
like
annoying."
my mom, she was a neat freak, but I'm like
Mm-hmm.
neat freak times 20.
You're OCD.
Bad. Like you said, I cannot. I will be late for wherever I have to go because I have to make up my bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I cannot leave the house without my bed being made up because the old people say you know how you leave and you don't know how you're coming back.
You never know you're coming back home.
Exactly.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. We sound like old people cheering.
Once we
Oh my goodness.
children are not old people.
Right. That part. Because I know about you, but I ain't getting older.
No,
Okay.
me.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about having how many years between your kids? 7, 8, 6.
Yeah.
Tell us about that dynamic, like having kids with such a gap. Did you remember how to do it? Did you think, oh, I don't know, maybe the plan was to have a shorter amount of time in between them. Maybe you plan to have a longer time.
I didn't have no plan.
You have no plan.
The funny thing is, like I told you, I am super organized. Like I plan everything. That's the 2 things I didn't plan are my 2 kids.
Oh my goodness. Wow. And I know you said you studied early childhood education.
Yeah.
So you taught kids.
Right. So I have a background with kids. So that I feel like I know that definitely helped me in mother. But it's so funny that when that was my profession, I didn't really see myself with kids. So, but it helped me tremendously.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. That's amazing. And so we also talked about how your pregnancies were like so different.
Completely different. I, with Sophia, from before I even took that pregnancy test, I was sick every single day. Morning sickness. I actually wait in my first 2 trimesters. But once the sickness went away, that I just started eating everything. So, but I had every symptom of pregnancy I had with Sophia, every single one.
Oh my goodness.
And I put on a lot of weight. And then with Brielle, you wouldn't even it was just like you wouldn't even know that I was pregnant. I mean, not obviously if you looked at me, but I wasn't sick. I didn't have cravings, like nothing. Like the pregnancy with Brielle was super easy. But the funny thing is, the pregnancy with Sophia was a little bit more difficult, but the labor was easy. Like it came in like an hour.
Yeah.
But
you were superwoman.
Easy pregnancy. The labor, oh my Lord.
Oh.
Try to take me out.
How long did you labor with Brielle? I wonder if that was a sign.
12 hours.
12 hours.
Yeah. So I knew from then, like this child, she come to take over.
Oh my goodness. Brielle even have her own Instagram page. Well, both girls, but like, I mean, what killed me?
That really started. I just started that within, I think, like the last month because started preschool, and she started with virtual school, and
which is crazy in itself for a 3-year-old,
right? Yeah. And I would post on my Facebook and my Instagram videos and like little things that she had going on. And people in between, when I didn't post, people were like, so what is Brielle doing now? And
what's happening?
And I'm like, so y'all coming to my page looking for Brielle?
Oh, yeah.
Like what? So, and that's how her page started. I was like, you know what? I'm going to give her own page because she's taking over.
Right. Exactly. So. No, that's funny because I remember the first, obviously we had talked about, I had already extended the invitation, but it was when I saw those videos, I was like, wait, is this what I have to look forward to? Because no.
It's rough. It is rough.
Oh my goodness.
Would
you say that? Go ahead.
One of the happiest days this year for me was when school opened face-to-face for her. I pulled up to that school. I was like, bye.
And did she like peace out?
Yeah, she was fine. She didn't cry.
She was fine.
Yeah.
Wow.
She has
Oh my goodness.
Like, I don't want to go to school. Like, I think it was like maybe the third day when I got her up that morning. She, where am I going today? I said, you're going to school again. She was like, again?
Yeah.
Like, wait, this is every day?
Right.
Yes.
Like, sis, I'm going to need you to go. Unless you want to come out here and hustle. Because, I mean, yeah. Wow. Would you say both girls have their dad's personalities?
No.
No, because you said Sophia is you.
Yeah, well, Sophia has she's a bit like her dad in some ways, but I think she's mainly my personality. Like she has she's very smart on the mouth. Very
yeah.
I guess I'll give her dad the intelligence. I mean, I'm intelligent too, but I got to give him something. So
yeah.
But his humor is more dry. She definitely has my humor.
Okay.
But Brielle is 1,000% her dad's child.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I assume like when you tell him stories like, oh my God, this is what Brielle did today, or do you know that this is what Brielle said, I don't know, 2 days ago? Is he like, is he surprised?
No, he's like, I agree with her. I'm like I told him, for example, I told him, I think it was yesterday, because she's star student this week. I don't know how, but
already?
Yeah.
Oh man, listen. That's amazing.
When I told Sophia that, but when Sophia found out, she was like, that's only because her teachers probably see her on Instagram. I was like,
oh, come on now.
Give yourself some credit, right?
Please, right?
She's a star student this week. So her teacher was telling me, one of the things that the star student does is they bring in treats for the class, for the rest of the class.
Yeah.
So when I told Brielle and I told her, I was like, we got to think of something to take for your class. And she's like, I don't want to take nothing. So I said, what do you mean you don't want to take nothing? I don't want to take nothing. I said, come on, we could do like lunch. We could maybe do pizza. We could take popsicles. She was like, no, if my friends want something, then mummies and daddies could buy it for them. In other words, I'm responsible for them children. So I told her dad, I was like, well, let me tell you what your child said. And he was like, but she's right. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this. I'm not. I can't. I just can't.
Imagine? Oh my goodness.
He said they have mummies and daddies. If they want something, they could buy it for them.
I'll say what we not doing is taking no money out of our pocket.
What we not
to facilitate y'all fun. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's her. She's very dry eye. Very dry. Yeah.
But is she like, because obviously I have a toddler as well. Like Riley is dry eye. She's excited and with her people. Right.
It all depends.
But she's also very loving, right?
Right. Very much so. And that's the thing. Like it's like a Sour Patch Kid. Sometimes she's really sweet, really loving, but then other times she's like, yeah, no.
Not today.
Yeah, not today.
That is so funny. That is so funny. So one thing I wanted to point out that you said during your, our conversation about pregnancy and stuff like that.
Right.
I calling you Kimberly because you said that people who know you call you Kimberly and people who don't know you call you Kim.
Right.
So Kimberly, when Kimberly was in labor at home, Kimberly told her mom that she is going to clean up, essentially tidy up.
Yes.
Then go take a shower. Then proceeds to get made up to go to the hospital to have a baby. Yeah. Remind me which daughter this was. Who you was getting dressed up for? Was it Sophia?
Yeah, because my mom had already passed when I had Brielle.
Ah, right. So tell us that
when I wasn't sure if I was in labor because I wouldn't, that was in active labor, like, I guess.
Okay. Yes. No, definitely wasn't.
Right. It was like slight pains and, I wasn't sure yet. So, but mom was like, you're in labor. She was all excited because this is her first grandchild. And, she's anxious. We got to go. We got to go.
Yeah.
It ain't that bad. I think I should probably go take a shower or whatever. She was like, like, hurry up, girl. We got to go. We got to go.
Yeah.
So, okay, just give me a minute. Let me go and take a shower. So she's there, like, literally, like, with her purse on her shoulder, waiting, like, let's go. And I'm in the bathroom taking a shower, putting on clothes. Now, don't get me wrong. I was having pains, but it wasn't unbearable yet. Right. So after I came out the shower, I put on my clothes. She's like, okay. I'm like, hold on, wait, I got to finish. She's like, finish? What you got to do? I said, I got to fix my face. I got to fix my hair. So I'm in the bathroom putting on makeup, curling my hair. She came in the bathroom. She's like, what are you doing? When she saw me putting on the makeup, she's like, what the hell are you doing? And my mom used to curse. She said, who the hell, you putting on makeup to go have a baby? Who the hell you think you are, Kim effing Kardashian? I was like, Mommy, first of all, it's Courtney, because Kim hadn't had kids up to that point. I was like, get it right, okay? She's like, let's go, get the hell out of here. But my thing was, I'm about to have a baby, and I know people are going to be there taking pictures and coming to the visit and whatever. I need to look good. And my child meeting me for the first time.
That's what killed me. Right? You were like, and you said it with such conviction. My child was meeting me for the first time. I needed to look presentable.
I don't want her to come out and be like, this my mom? This what you look like?
Wow. That is crazy. All right. So if you're just now joining us, I am here with my guest, Kimberley Darville. I call her a super mom. She's a super mom. She's a girl mom. She's an entrepreneur, fresh off the block.
Yeah.
She is also a risk taker. I also think of her as a planning Polly. She will plan everything for you. Like, I think I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw Brielle's, some snaps of some images, of Brielle's third birthday party. I saw, besides the decor, right? Because this is what people do. I saw shirts. And the shirts weren't just like, okay, Brielle's third birthday party. I saw Sister Saurus. I saw I'm the Gaudy. I was like, I love it.
All dinosaurs on deck. Gaudisaurus, Sister Rex.
Right. Oh my goodness. But you know what? Of course, the type of business that you run, you could offer that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah.
If you don't already.
Yeah, people tell me that all the time. I'm definitely thinking. Yeah, that's definitely an idea.
Yeah, man. Because obviously, during the times of the year, there are different times of the year when people want to do stuff, but like birthdays are every day, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously that's a service that's something that you service. You service birthdays, those types of events and stuff. But I said, oh my goodness. So Kimberley is definitely the OCD and the detailed and the planning Polly. So don't be surprised if people start calling you that.
I actually like that.
Yeah, planning Polly or planning Kimberley, whatever. So we're talking about co-parenting. So let's chat a little bit about that. I know that people tend to get this thing mixed up. And so I also feel like society, if you and your partner at that time that you would have had a baby with, for whatever reason, decide to go your separate ways, I feel like society tries to tell you that you cannot co-parent, or you cannot get along with them for the sake of the child. I feel like society pushes you to actually be pinned against each other and not work together for the good of the child. Mm-hmm. Like it's almost expected. Drama is always expected. And so I like the fact that this is something that I mean, you're the polar opposite. Like you're almost a poster child for no, 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 no. We're not doing that. We're about to get along.
Yeah,
And no, we're not having any kind of relations, but we're mature enough to get
exactly.
along for the sake of the child. And that's
Right.
our number one priority.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you, you and I said that we would state the definition of co-parenting. So I'm going to allow you to do that.
Well, can I say why we decided that we would straight
Yeah,
up
sure.
start with that?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Like you said, I mean, especially in the society that we live in, people automatically
Mm-hmm.
think, you know, you have a baby mama or baby daddy, that's automatic drama.
For
But
sure.
and then when you don't have that, it's like
It's weird.
almost unheard of, right? But
Mm-hmm.
people think, you know, just because you, like me, my kids live with me, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm the custodial parent.
Right.
They don't understand that even though they live with me and I'm the custodial parent, the daddy still has as much input as he can have, not living in the same home. But
Right.
so that's what makes us co-parents. Like he's
Mm-hmm.
the father. Well, I shouldn't say the father because it could be the other way around.
Yeah.
What a co-parent is well, what co-parents are, I should say, is two people who are not in a relationship, but
Mm-hmm.
they both share the responsibility of raising a child. It doesn't
Right.
necessarily mean um, because the child lives with one, that one is
Yeah.
solely responsible,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's definitely not the same thing as being a single parent.
Right. Agreed. Agreed. Because initially, when we spoke, it was I told you, okay, hey, I usually attach a topic to the chats that I have with my guest, and considering that you are unmarried,
Right.
maybe we should center it around single parenting.
Right.
And in just conversing with you, you said, you know what, my relationships with their dads are great, and I don't want to do them a disservice
Right.
by saying it's single parenting, because it's
Right.
co-parenting, because we
Exactly.
both make decisions with regards to the child. I talk to their dads about it and they have an input, and I guess the only way that um, there's ever no input is if they obviously trust my decision. So I bring a topic to them and they say, oh well, whatever you decide to
Right.
go with, you'll go with it. I mean, or everybody's on the same page, which is the goal.
Right. And
Yeah.
yeah, with like, I mean, I can only speak for my situation, but
Mm-hmm.
there's, like you said, they have um, total input on. I
Mm-hmm.
make no major decisions for the kids without, you know, speaking to them about it first. We try to
Yeah.
make decisions together,
Mm-hmm.
and like you said, like I wouldn't. My thing with I I don't feel comfortable being called a single mom or calling myself a single parent because, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, I feel like it's a disservice. Not, I feel like it is a disservice to their dads
Yeah.
because they both play an active role in both of their lives,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and they they're their father. They're still playing, well, not playing the role. They are their fathers, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Yeah.
doing it alone.
Yeah. No, agreed. And like we spoke to as well, sometimes um sometimes co-parenting doesn't always mean that dad is contributing financially. He could be contributing with his time. I mean, don't get
Right,
me wrong, money makes the world go round, but
right. That's
um, sometimes that could mean, okay, while Kimberly's hustling and she's out and she's making money, she's an entrepreneur. I have time, and maybe she will need me to take the girls for, because she has to go travel and to get inventory or whatever.
right,
Um, I'll keep the girls, or respectively, I'll keep, each dad will keep their
right,
girls, and they'll make sure that they're good. And so by the time you come back, like, you have peace of mind and you can go about your business knowing that they're in good hands. you
right,
know Everything isn't always financial, so dad may commit his time. He may commit, okay, I'm going to take care of them. I'm going to make sure that they're good. We're going to go out and have a good time, and so that mommy can just do what she has to do, because I'm sure both men are aware of the fact that if Kimberly is in a good place, as far as we are concerned, then she will be the best mom that she can be for, for our girls.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I agree totally with that. So have you gotten any like feedback on the fact that you get along with their dads?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Like we said, it's not,
Mm-hmm.
that's not really common in
Mm-hmm.
society that we live in.
Yeah.
It's almost like people think if you don't have drama, there has to be more to it. Like, like, what do you mean y'all get along and y'all are just raising the
Yeah.
kids? Like, no, like what's really going on? And it's like, no,
That's
we are
crazy.
co-parents.
Yeah.
We're basically teammates.
Yeah.
Our goal is to win together,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And how is that translated for both girls? I assume that, they see that their mom and dad are actually getting along. And I remember something that you said that Brielle told you, with regards to one of her friends.
Sophia.
Sophia, sorry.
Yeah, no, yeah, I was telling you that Sophia, she was like telling me about a situation with a friend of hers who's
Mm-hmm.
the parents aren't together,
Yeah.
and they weren't getting along and having drama, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she made the comment to me. She said, you know, I think you and my daddy need to teach people lessons on how to get along as parents, because
Wow.
y'all do it so well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
like, wow. For
Yeah.
to me, that's a compliment. I mean, a
That's amazing.
compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
'Cause-
I find that because kids watch.
exactly.
Yeah, you don't think they're listening or watching, but
Mhm.
they actually tune in.
Right.
And kids are a product of their environment, right?
Mhm.
So, you'd want the
Right.
best outcome
Exactly.
regardless.
A happy
Yeah.
environment leaves happy kids.
Yeah, for
And that's
sure.
the goal.
For sure. Mm-hmm. What advice would you give another woman, who by definition is single, meaning she's not married, she's not a widower, and she's not divorced? Um, that I guess, what advice would you give to women that are single and are having issues, with, like, they struggle with co-parenting,
Co-parenting.
like no drama. I mean, no drama, just because drama is a different cup of tea.
Right.
But just they don't know how to do it effectively.
I think one of the main things that plays a big role in effective co-parenting is maturity. It takes a lot
Mm-hmm.
of maturity,
Yeah,
and not taking everything, well, I mean, in life in general, but especially in
you
co-parenting,
shouldn't.
don't take
Yeah.
it personal.
Mm-mm.
And like the main thing is you have to realize that you both have to be on the same page. I mean, you can't make somebody get on the same page as you, but
Yeah.
the main thing is the well-being of the child. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
have no concern about nothing. Like we have no concern with each other's business, with nothing that each
Right.
other has going on. All
Mm-hmm.
we care about is at the end of the day, our child is good. You know,
Right.
that's the
Yeah.
most important
Yeah.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I I I think I shared this with you recently. I saw a clip of an interview. I think it was the Breakfast Club with
Mm-hmm.
Kilani, because I think she must
Mm-hmm.
have recently had a baby or something. And
Okay.
they asked her um, how is co-parenting going or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
her answer to me was so perfect. She said, if people would not look at each other as exes and just look at each other as
As
co-parents,
people. Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because our
Mm-hmm.
personal affairs, our past, our history, our whatever has
Mm-hmm.
absolutely nothing to do. The minute we become parents, all of that
Yeah.
is for.
That's it. Unless we're together.
Right, unless we're together.
Yeah. Yeah. But you
So
know what's funny? Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I was going to say, so if you would take that and keep that in not in even in the back of your mind, in the forefront, that
Yeah.
would make things so much easier.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you know what's not funny, but what's interesting is I'm married, and there are women in marriages who feel like they're single parents because
Exactly.
they're doing everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say that it's not only women who are single,
Right.
right? Meaning they're unmarried, who've had babies with their their exes or
Yeah.
their or previous partner. There are women in marriages who feel like
They all
they're just alone because there are some dads who are just they're very hands off, and it's not that they
yeah.
don't love the kids or they don't love their family. That's just not, maybe they're just a provider. They're
Right.
just a provider, and maybe that's because there are a lot of behaviors. It's so interesting, man, because you have to go back into somebody's history. I mean, you marry them, yes, but then you get to know them, and you have to, in order to understand them,
Yeah.
because I feel like we become more of ourselves as we get older,
Yes.
right? We don't become the person that we want. We They don't become the people that we want them to become. They become more like themselves, which is why it's important that when you're with someone, you love them for them. You
Right.
cannot change them, especially men. Like you can't change them, and
No.
us too. You can't change them, and so it's like, okay, if if he was the way that he was brought up, if he has been, if he has been conditioned to be a provider, then that's what he's going to be. It doesn't mean that he doesn't love you because, or he doesn't want to be hands on. It's just that he likes to go out there and make sure things are in order. He likes to
Right.
pay the bills. He
Yeah.
likes to make sure that things are on track. Everything else, all that domestic stuff, the
Yeah.
house, the fix this. Okay, let me give you the money to pay
Right.
somebody to fix the
Mm-hmm.
tile. Um, you like something wrong with the car? Let me call the
Right.
mechanic.
And in his
I ain't
right.
domestic,
And
and
right.
I can't fix the tile. I
And
just want to go out to
that
work to make the money.
right. That might just be, well, not might be, that would just be his way
Hmm.
of showing how much,
Right.
showing his love, or showing,
Hmm.
um, like they say, that might just be his love language.
Correct. Absolutely correct. That might be his love language. So because it's like, okay, what can you do? You and not that you don't have to work, or even if you're a homemaker, you take care of this. But at the same time, it goes back to, okay, well, you should take into consideration someone else's feelings. She may feel alone in
Mm-hmm.
taking care of the kids. Yes, she does it. She could run circles around. She could do that every day. She could do it with eyes closed. But there are some women who are married who just feel alone. They feel
So,
like they're single parents. You know what I mean? But I love the fact that I really love the fact that this is your stance, and that like it can happen, and this is a shining example, to show people that it actually can happen. And no, we don't have no drama.
no,
No, I'm not in love with him. But the kids are
number one,
our focus,
right?
you
Number one,
know.
pretty. Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, and everything that has to do with them, we put our feelings aside, even if, and it doesn't mean that, oh, he don't make me upset, or he doesn't say
Right.
something
And
silly.
right. I was gonna say that.
Hmm.
Like, I don't
Hmm.
don't think that it's always been all peaches and cream, because
Right.
it hasn't. But you learn
Hmm.
as you go along. Like, you I like I said, with maturity too, because I think
Hmm.
you start to realize, like, this doesn't make sense, because
Yeah.
I'm not getting anywhere, and
Yeah.
we're trying to move forward, but we're really going in the opposite direction. And at
Yeah.
the end of the day, the only person who really ends up hurting is the child.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
You have to be
Agreed.
so careful with your your personal feelings.
Yeah.
Put all of
Yeah.
that aside, and your ego too.
Yeah. Oh boy, that ego.
Mm-hmm.
That ego for men and women.
Yes, for both. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, ego and pride.
Yes, because and the thing
Yeah,
is, like, a lot of times, guys get the fathers get a really bad rap for,
mm-hmm.
oh, he's just a deadbeat or whatever. But
Yeah,
a lot of times, and I mean, I hate to say it, but it is what it is. A lot of times, it's the mother is the one who's making it difficult for the dad.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
think that if women would realize, like, for me, my thing, one of my big things is the more people I have, or the more people my kids have to love them, the easier it is.
yeah, for
So
sure,
if
for
you
sure.
have a girlfriend, if you have your mommy, your whoever, and they want to spend time or help out or whatever, my
Mm-hmm.
thing is, if you're the dad, I trust you because I know that at the end of the day, this is your child too.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
So our focus is the same. We just want
Yeah,
what's best for our child. So I know I have to
mm-hmm.
trust you that you're not going to put our child in harm's way. You're not going to
Right.
do anything or allow anyone to hurt them or harm them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
if this is your girlfriend or your friend or whoever,
Mm-hmm.
and you trust this person around the child and you take responsibility
Then,
for that, go right ahead.
yeah,
That's more time for me, you know.
yeah.
And
Versus stressing out and
right, it takes,
no, I don't want this, and
yeah, it
yeah,
takes some of the load off. And I had to
yeah.
realize that, um I learned that with
Mm-hmm.
Sophia's dad, especially when my mom passed, because like I said,
Mm.
she was basically the main caregiver for Sophia.
Right.
And I had to, I guess, get used to the idea of, allowing other people to help
Care
me.
for her.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember
Yeah.
at one point when I had first put Sophia in school, after my mom passed,
Mm-hmm.
her paternal grandmother, she had offered, she was like, well, sometimes, I could pick her up from school and I could keep her for you, and
Yeah.
I could get her on weekends. And it wasn't necessarily me being difficult. I was just being very overprotective
Mm-hmm.
because, I had just suffered major trauma losing my mom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of like feeling like, I need to protect Sophia.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, she ain't used to being around you. And, she
Yeah.
know you like that. And I
You have
kind
to start
of,
somewhere.
yeah, I was reluctant. But then,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you know what? Let me try it. And she started
Right.
picking her up. And then next thing I know, she would call on Saturday, hey, I'm coming to get her. And she would
Mm-hmm.
get her every day. Then it went from her picking her up one day to 2 days to every day. And I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? I'm
Yeah.
liking this because
Yeah.
being
Because I have time for me.
right. This is making my load easier. Then it got to the point where it's like I'm calling her like, "Hey, you getting Sophia today?" Like,
You coming?
right. And
Yeah.
even with, like I say, if you might not necessarily have that direct communication if you're the co-parent is dating somebody or even
Mm-hmm.
married, you might not have the
Mm-hmm.
direct relationship with that person. But a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times, I feel like if you would just let go of the ego and let go of pride and
Yeah.
allow them to help you or
Mm-hmm.
embrace the child, it could make your
Mm-hmm.
life so much easier, so much
Yeah.
easier. And
Yeah.
and even better, the plus in it is the child is happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Agreed. Agreed. And so for that mom who is, I mean, there's absolutely nothing happening. Like, I've tried, you know, that is whatever. So I've just made up my mind that I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to go it alone.
right.
What, as a mom who is unmarried as well, like, what would you suggest? How would you suggest she handle that?
You um you said getting absolutely no help.
Yeah, like no help, no financial help, no time, no, he's just not available, or he's just made an exit from the child's life.
Well, I mean, what I could say for sure, definitely in a situation like that,
Mm-hmm.
trust God. You
Yeah,
got
pray.
you got to get on your knees and start praying. But
Yeah.
on as well, I think that they say it takes a village to raise a child.
Mm-hmm.
In times
Yeah.
like that, it's important you have to lean on your village.
For sure.
Because, like, I mean, even for me, for example, while I do have a good co-parenting relationship with Sophia's dad and Brielle's dad, my village is strong.
Yeah.
So I know I could call on, I have certain friends, I have godmothers, I have aunts, hey, I need your help. And a lot of times you might not even realize it because, like I said previously, earlier, you might think that you might feel like, I got to figure this out. I got to do this by myself. But a lot of times you don't have to. You really don't.
No, you just have to ask.
You just have to ask.
Yeah. Yeah. Because a lot of times we think we're superwoman, right?
Yeah. And we try to be.
And yeah. And to be honest, like, we need rest in order to be the best version of yourself, or the best mom that you can be, or the best partner you can be. Because I mean, I'm no good to my husband, my own husband, if I don't get a break. I will be the most miserable person, because I'm making sure everybody else is good. I'm making sure he gets out in the morning, whatever support you need work wise. What do you need an opinion on? Helping the kids with homework, getting this one ready. I'm pouring and not being refilled. And so I need, even if it's sit outside, or even if it's, I don't know, go see a movie, or even if it's like any little thing. It's amazing what a shower can do, right?
It's so like, important having that me time. It really is. Even like, because right now, Sophia she's still on virtual school. So she's at home, but Brielle is face to face. So in the morning when I go to drop Brielle to school, Sophia has to stay home because her classes are starting. And I kid you not, like, I look forward to that drive after I drop Brielle, and I go and I run and I get my coffee, and then I have that drive alone. That's like a meditation. I look forward to. Sometimes Sophia's like,
and you come back refreshed.
I know. Sometimes Sophia's like, I think I have time. I could ride with y'all. I'm like, no, you need to go log in.
I good. I good. I gonna need that time to think.
Exactly. And I could, I have full control of my music in the car. I don't have to listen to dark,
I know. So if you would put on gangster rap, you could do that.
Right. I over here bopping to trap music and drinking my coffee, and I come home.
That's all you need.
Right. I'm good.
Yeah. That is amazing. So speaking, and what's interesting too, as an entrepreneur, like, our brains, I say we always have like 2,000 tabs open. Exactly. We're always thinking of the next thing, or how we could improve this, and what that customer said about that, or, oh, I remember that article. And this is all while you're supposedly driving or walking or on the way to the next thing, right? You started a business during a pandemic, or the pandemic.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that, and how that has helped you in motherhood.
Well, I started my game rental business, the Big Game Rentals.
Shameless plug.
And how that came about in the pandemic. You're home, and just you can't go anywhere because nowhere's open. The kids are home. Everybody's bored, looking for stuff to do. And I saw because Amazon was my best friend during the lockdown.
Right.
So I saw the games. Like, I came across, I think it was the Jenga.
Yeah.
The jumbo Jenga. And I'm like, this would be interesting, to have for while we're home or whatever. And then a little while, maybe a couple weeks later, I saw photos from two friends of mine. They both attended the same birthday party, not on the island, not in Grand Bahama.
Okay.
And in the background of both of their photos, I could see the Jumbo Connect 4. And I was like, hey, this is that Jumbo game again,
Yeah.
Like, that would be cool for the kids. And then I thought about it, and I said, you know what? That is cool for birthday parties.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't think anybody here does that, or at least not that I know of. And
Right.
I hit up like two people
Mm-hmm.
that I know who are in event planning or party planning,
Okay.
and I asked them
Mm-hmm.
about it, like what were their thoughts, or is what do they think about it, or if they know of anybody who does it, and they were like no. And then one of them said to me, she said, well, I actually have had clients ask me about that before, but nobody here
Oh,
offers it.
wow. Wow. Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna get these two of these games and try,
Mm-hmm.
like, just to have for the kids, but then maybe I'll try
Yeah.
the rental thing. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it blew up. And I
Yeah.
started with 2 games, and now I can't even, when people ask me like what games do you have, I'm like, I gotta send you a list because I can't even tell you.
Wow.
So
Wow. Yeah. And prior to that, you had been on your 9 to 5.
9 to 5, yeah.
No entrepreneurial experience,
Not at all. Not
just your OCD-ness, your
right.
planning polyness, your
Right.
being organized as a mom,
Yeah.
and just your passion.
Right. And I think I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned to you, um, maybe like I would say a year and a half, 2 years before the
Mm-hmm.
pandemic happened, I had two friends in particular, who kept telling
Mm-hmm.
me, you need to do something on your own, because you just have that, you should be doing your own thing, because I used to
Yeah.
do, I did the social media, well, I guess, yeah, social media management on the side along with my
Yeah.
side job. And
Yeah.
they both were pushing me, and I was like, I don't think so. I like
Yeah.
that
I
security.
safe. Yeah.
Right. I,
The
I like having
security.
9 to 5, and
Yeah.
but then the pandemic happened, and it I took that leap of faith, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Take a leap and build your parachute on the way down.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. And so it's been
You
going
have,
really well.
yeah, very well.
Hmm.
Keeping me very busy. Me and
Yeah.
because they're my little assistants.
I mean, you have built-in
Right.
assistants. Even Brielle, she
Even
can bring
but
a
Brielle,
chess piece.
I always
Uh-huh.
say Brielle is actually the boss.
Oh,
So me and Sophia are her assistants.
oh, you're the minions.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, wow. No, but I am so happy that it's everything is working out in your favor. And obviously, happy kids become productive citizens of society.
Yes.
And so you want that. Like we have enough things going on. We're in a pandemic
Yeah,
still
exactly.
after like a year and a half. Like
Hmm.
the last thing we need are our kids to be, victims of that because it's so much going on and we can't take for granted that they are going through it as well. They may not verbalize it, but they're going through it as
Yeah.
well. So, the best case scenario is to have parents that get along, whether you're married or unmarried.
Yes.
And so I want to say kudos to you for just nurturing that and encouraging that because girls need their dads especially.
Especially. And guess what?
Yeah.
I feel like, even if you, like you say, girls, they not only they need their dads, girls love their dads. There's no getting
Yeah.
between a girl and her dad. None.
Mm-mm. None. Not at all. No. So cheapest,
Right.
you you don't stand in the way of that. I
Right.
mean, if anything, for the sake of the kids, like, try your best. And then if it absolutely can't work, like we said, pray about it. Definitely have your village
Mm-hmm.
surrounding you so that at the end of the day, the child feels loved. Like we'll be okay. We can figure ourselves out. We know
Right.
how to, but ultimately it's the kids who will outlive us
Exactly.
and who will need a support system in some kind of way.
And and kids are smart. Like you said earlier, they suck up everything. They
Oh yeah, they're
everything.
like sponges.
Right. At the end of the day, they will know. They'll be able,
Oh yeah,
at some point, they will be able to see what
yeah,
the real deal was.
for sure, for sure. Well, this has been great.
It
Thank
had.
you for sharing your story. Thank you for being brave.
Thank you. You're welcome.
um Tell us where we can find big game rentals because that's the real thing right
Yeah.
here.
On Instagram, the Big Game Rentals, and on Facebook, same thing, the Big Game Rentals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kimberly. This has
Thank
been Let's Chat with Tonya Lightbourne with my guest, Kimberley Darville. She's such a sweetheart. Thank you for allowing us to take up so much of your time.
It's been a pleasure.
Awesome. All right. See you guys. Take care. Bye.